Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss Kung Fu Panda 3. There we go. There isn't a fourth film. It's only 3 films. This is the continuation of the adventures of awesomeness of our dear one and only Kung Fu mastering dragon warrior, Po the Panda. So Po was raised by his father Goose, right? Who runs a noodle shop. And so Po, at the end of the second one, knows that he's, obviously adopted. But, and then we do learn that there are pandas somewhere in the mountains. That Po is not the last panda, but we do understand that the evil peacock, tried to wipe out as many pandas as he could, etc., etc. That was the second one. This third one starts out in the spirit realm, and you have Master Oogway, fighting his 500-year-old nemesis who used to be his confidant, Kai. And Kai is a Jade Warrior, the Widowmaker, and he's collecting all of the Master's chi to become the ultimate master himself. Wahaha. So he comes from the spirit worlds into the mortal world, goes on a chi-taking spree of all masters. And while this is happening, Po's father, Li Shan, I think, goes to the noodle shop to try to take Po back to the secret valley of pandas where he can learn to be a panda, because he's been raised by a goose and, he should be a panda. So in the process of this, he needs to learn the ancient mastering of inner peace and chi that pandas used to know back in the day. And his father claims that he knows it now. So his father takes him back to the valley. His father Goose, hitches a ride along. So it's Po and his 2 dads on a whirlwind adventure. Absolutely adorable. The father who raised him, the biological father, it was very entertaining having the 3 of them together on the adventure. So then they get to the Valley of Pandas. Po learns to be a panda. And then, Kai is wreaking chaos in the valley and just destroying China as he knows it. Tigress escapes, goes to the valley, which she somehow knows. I still don't understand how she knew where it was, because it was supposed to be a secret the entire time. C'est la vie. And so Po learns that his dad doesn't actually know how to master chi, that he only said that to get Po to come with him to the actual valley. So it's a matter of betrayal, but not a real betrayal, because then eventually Kai gets there, and then Po realizes that the only way to get him back to the spirit world, because he's technically a spirit, not immortal, is to do the whooshy finger death grip and go skadoosh. But in order to go skadoosh, he had to do it to himself. So Po wraps his arms around Kai, skadoosh. They both go into the spirit world. Po literally sacrifices himself, goes into the spirit world. They have an epic battle. Kai's eventually destroyed, of course, through his greed, because Po willingly gives him the dragon warrior's chi, which is too much to handle. He explodes. Oogway and Po have a nice heart-to-heart, realizing that it's always been Po all along to unite the past and the present to bring them to the future. So cool. Oogway gives him his staff. He goes back to the mortal world. He, starts to teach everyone the ways of chi, which is now no longer a lost art, because they all know how to do it now, because Po's going to teach them. But it was really cool. It goes back to the first one, that what was in the Dragon Scroll. It was just a reflection of him. The Dragon Warrior is in yourself. Make sure that you know your worth. That way you can become the Dragon Warrior in your own essence, and fight your own battles, and fight your own Kai. Master your own chi. Be your own Dragon Warrior. And help those along the way that you can help, but don't be afraid to ask for help. Very cool. I like this as a trilogy. I know there's a holiday special, which we'll have to watch come Christmas time. We'll add it to our list of things to review. I really, really enjoyed this trilogy. It always makes me crave Chinese food, just because Po just eats thousands and thousands of dumplings through every single movie, and I love me some veggie dumplings, steamed veggie dumplings. I gotta get me some. I'm kind of salivating now that I'm thinking about it. Some veggie dumplings would just hit the spot right now. Kung Fu Panda 3, an epic conclusion to an epic trilogy, and on to the next review. Mucho mahalo.